Yorigel Kivano Kujvaju. I say start of another day, but it's actually well into the day. It's probably 8 o'clock, and last night was one of those nights where you just kind of wake up. I went to sleep shortly after about 9:30, and I wake up and I'm thinking, is it time to get up? Is it 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.? And it was something like 10:30. And then I woke again at about 1. And then I woke again at about 3. And then I woke up at about 4:15, and I thought to go on Google and type in Starbucks near me. And lo and behold, there was a Starbucks that was open. I stayed there. My connection keeps going on and on. But I there for falling out of there with a camper that's got wheels that are straight, you know. But anyway, so in checking out of there, a nice hot shower and do your work and what have you, and then the people start coming in. First the old men, first the old men kind of wander in, and they congregate in these little groups of like three or four, and you sit there and you look at them and you think to yourself, am I going to be an old man congregating in Starbucks, in another 20 years or something like that, solving all the world's problems? And I don't know. Maybe, maybe I will be. I don't know. Maybe they congregate there out of out of the desire or the need for companionship. Maybe they're lonely or something, and maybe that's why old men congregate in coffee shops all around the world. And then after their morning coffee, they go home and feed their canary or whatever it is that whatever that is they do at home. But you sit in there in the Starbucks and you look at these older men, and I mean, just as I can close my eyes, and it seems like only yesterday that I was a young 21-year-old. I know that when I'm 80 or 75 or something, I'll be able to close my eyes and it'll seem like I was 56 driving around the country in a camper. But so time flies, time flies quickly, and it's always interesting to look at, to sit in a place like Starbucks and look at the future, so to speak. I can watch Skip Smith's videos and look at the future as well, I guess. I don't have to go to a Starbucks. I could just turn on YouTube and watch Skip Smith and see the see the future. But anyway, so that's about it. I'm in a bit of a crisis mode right now, and I was going to wake up today, being Friday, and I was going to head north. I was going to head north up to Crater Lake and try to hit Crater Lake and then go up through Washington and Idaho and all that kind of stuff. And I found myself thinking that probably the best place for me right now is right here in Sonoma County, Santa Rosa, the wine country. And I say that for a couple reasons. One is that, I've got work to do. I've got a lot of work to do. And I'm not as productive when I'm just moving here and moving there. So work has always been and always will be a priority for me. So this is probably the best place. The stability of being in one place is probably the best thing as far as being productive from a work perspective. And then the other thing simply is, as I've been traveling around, as I've been finding myself out over in Florida in my home and traveling around the world and everything like that. I often long for and think about, being back in Sonoma County, right where I'm at. And here I am, and the tendency is to want to leave. People always want to do that. They want to move. They're always anticipating the next thing. And this morning I was sitting there in Starbucks, and I just thought to myself, I thought, you know what? I said, if there's availability at the campsite, if there's availability, I'm not going to sleep in no stinking Costco parking lot or Kmart parking lot or anything like that. And I thought, if there's availability at the campsite, I mean, it's just ideal sleeping there in, underneath the, and I think my friend called them live oaks, sleeping under the live oak, calling in, looking for, crawling in my camper looking for biscotti. Um, it's an ideal situation. So I went online and sure, I was able to book a beautiful campsite. Cost me $140 for 4 nights. So you do the math. It's something like 30 something a night is what it comes out. And it's right over at a place that I love, So I decided that I'm going to do just that. I'm going to stop in all the roses and relax. I've got everything I need right here. I've got my toilet and my